Welcome back. We have another great week for you guys with Real Estate and Mariah and Spence. It seems like we took a little hiatus the last 2 weeks, and there's nothing wrong with that. And look at my skin. It's a little bit more tan. Don't think we went on vacation, though. I just did more door knocking. I was making more phone calls. I was texting more people. This is lotion.
Staying inside.
Yeah.
Tanning lotion. Oh, my gosh. Does anyone else's husbands use tanning lotion, or is it just mine?
Dude, it's funny, though, because I have a wrestling squad, right? So I'm an assistant head coach out at Cascade High School here in Turner, Oregon, because we're based here in Oregon. And the kids, they notice when we have a big competition, right? Mm-hmm. Usually districts or state, the finalists. So when you get a finalist, you're going for first and second, right? The coaches, they have a responsibility to dress up. Well, no other coaches generally dress up how I do, because they don't have the job I have. I mean, we're a real estate professional. And now I'm not out there marketing myself in a wrestling aura, but I definitely do have the suits.
You're fancier, is what you're trying to say.
Dress up, have fun with it. But I have this one suit in particular. I call it my bachelor suit. It's a blue suit. It's got the ankle shows.
Yep.
And I always wear no-show socks with it. And I look like one of those gentlemen on The Bachelor.
It is definitely the same style, the same vibe of what you see when you watch the show, which is a good thing because the suits are always
we live here in Oregon.
Style, cute suits.
You know, so especially here locally, you don't see too many people dressing like that. And so
it's true.
Obviously in business, I got to stand out for something, right?
Especially the high water kind or whatever. I don't know what they're called.
Well, it's not a high water.
No,
well, I just had them custom tailored. But anyways,
yeah.
The boys made a comment last year and said, "Coach, don't wear the suit unless you got a tan." Because apparently my ankles were too white. And I was a little offended because I like to tan. I like to do a spray tan as well. So I'll do a little cocktail. And now I'm 2.5 weeks, three weeks out from districts and state. I got to show up.
So you got to start putting the tanning lotion that you're putting
on
your
face.
On
my ankles.
You got to start putting it on just your ankles. That little spot that shows in your suit.
Absolutely.
No one will know except for everyone watching.
That is the secret. But besides that, we got great lighting today. We're hitting it about 38 degrees during the day. 38, 42 degrees with the sun out, the blue skies, birds chirping, grass is starting to grow finally. I think we're in an early spring season, which I love living here at our place that we have because we have so many beautiful flowers, the blooming, and that just means I get to be outside and doing some yard care, which it's like therapeutic for me.
It's been nice. We've had some really sunny. They've been so sunny that it's kind of deceiving. You get dressed when you look out the window and you think it's going to be a little bit warmer than it is, but it's still pretty cold. But it's been at least really sunny, which I've been loving.
Well, when you go out to your car in the morning, because if you go to the gym, it's like 8:30 sometimes, your leather seats are just cold. It's like, I got to let my car warm up because there's no real precipitation for there to be like frost or like ice over the doors or anything. It's cold. It was getting down below like 28 degrees the last 3 days here, which is quite unusual. But
this
will probably be the coldest week until the end of the year. That's it. We're hitting that early spring market, especially in real estate too. So it's a good time to segue into real estate now. Yeah.
Okay. So today I'm excited because I think we're going to have fun with today's show.
What's fun every day? Come on.
We're sharing the top places. Spencer hasn't seen these. And honestly, I wrote these down a minute ago, so I don't remember what they are. So it'll be a bit of a surprise for both of us. We are sharing the top states that apparently everyone is going to be moving to in 2023, and then a little bit of why, according to an article that I found. And the very last one I remember was one that was a bit surprising to me, maybe because it's a state that I don't really know anything about. I've never been to it. So that's what we're going to talk about.
Okay.
Where are people predicted to move to this year?
And before we get into predictions, I want to kind of go over the discussion with Mariah and I. So you guys, as our audience, is hearing kind of our real estate and our professional opinions of where we think the market's heading, because I'm kind of getting confused. I'm jumping on Facebook. I'm reading articles. I'm getting sent emails from lenders left and right. There's always this turmoil I'm feeling like, especially now with media so heavily involved and so accessible. We open a phone and It's media, whether it's TikTok, Facebook, an email sent to us through a lender. We unsubscribe to it sometimes. There's a lot of confusion and misinterpretation, I believe.
Absolutely.
For instance, I mean, I'm hearing about Jared Oppenheim. That's his name, right? Jared is one of the twins, the Oppenheim group.
I don't think there's one named Jason.
Jason, there we go.
Okay.
It's something with a J. Excuse me if you heard that. It's J. I'm going to say that, Oppenheim. But there was a brief article. Who knows if he said this or not? But yes, he has the integrity. He has the name. He has the brand.
Yeah.
But it's somebody else's mouth saying this stuff that he maybe said or maybe didn't. Me as a viewer, I don't know. He's saying that, hold on, we're holding in. We're going into a recession if we haven't already been in one. But hold on to your money because things are about to get tight. And basically soak up the real estate while you can in the next 3 to 4 months. They gave a timeline, 3 to 4 months. So that's going to give us till what, May, June? Because we're month 2. Okay. So May and June. After that, man, it's going to be a tight ride and things are going to explode.
In what way?
In that way, meaning like sales prices are going to drop. There's going to be no buyers out there because inflation and then interest rates
high
rise.
Interest rates.
So there's like this fear factor effect. But then also when I'm looking into my market right now and my right in front of me lens, like what's happening, we're seeing offers. We're seeing people jumping back in. I mean, Mariah, tell them about your experience this week with your clients.
Okay, so here's what
clients.
Here's what I'm seeing right now in the market as a realtor who's actively working with people who are purchasing homes in our area, at least. I have had multiple offers within the last couple of weeks be accepted. $10,000 under asking, with sellers contributing to a portion of the buyer's closing costs. And these are in the, I would say around the upper $400,000 range. And so it's not like these are, $300,000, which $300,000 in our area is almost non-existent. Crazy to say. Well, there is some, but it's not much. Yeah, it's crazy.
Absolutely wild.
But these aren't that, cash only price range is what I'm trying to say. So we are seeing a lot more negotiations happening for buyers, but we're still seeing people buy. And I know I'm hearing something I've heard recently, like you were saying, there's so many headlines and so much confusion. Something I'm seeing a lot online through connecting with other real estate agents who are actively working in other markets is that the market shifted again. It's not a buyer's market anymore. Now it's a seller's market again, or it's about to be a seller's market.
That's going to be a new trend.
So
right now
we're hearing, like Spencer was saying, from that one source who is a reputable source, saying that prices are going to drop, and then from other sources saying we're about to be a seller's market again. And I haven't seen like crazy competition, or at least where we're at yet. I'm still seeing homes sitting on the market, days on market a little longer, sellers a little more motivated, that kind of thing, which it's been really fun, honestly, as a realtor working with buyers right now.
It has been.
Compared to how it has been for us the last few years, just fighting so hard for them to get anything accepted. Actually being able to negotiate for them has been wonderful, and I love that. But my point in saying all this, is that I don't think anyone can really make these predictions, which is why it's so hard. You can't time the market.
You can't.
The best time to buy is when it's a good time for you to buy, because either one of these sources could be right, because there's a lot of factors that come into play. But obviously a huge one is what is going to happen with interest rates and what are they going to do with them. And that's not something we have control over or really know what's going to happen, because we've all seen it before where it's predicted, one way and then the opposite happens. And so you really just have to prepare for the worst and expect the best.
There you go.
That's all you can do.
Here's the deal, guys. Yeah. Stay in your lane. Okay. That's my interpretation of what I've been seeing online and through media is just stay in your lane. What is your goals? Write down your 2023 goals, 2025 goals. See where you want to be, and then, okay, how am I going to get there? Don't let things you can't control stop you from getting to where you need to be, because you're just setting variables of what ifs in front of you, and it's going to get you nowhere. So that is a big word of encouragement from Spencer today. Stay in your lane to get your goals done and performed, and don't let the variables affect you. One last thing I did want to speak about, because we are on a market update, and this is kind of fun, is look at the days on market right now on listings. we've had quite a bit of homes sit over the last few months. I mean, I've been seeing 120, 180, 200 days on market on some listings. And there's a common theme with the majority of these listings. And I'm not bashing realtors or other real estate agents. It's the advertisement, the professionalism behind the listing, but also I'm seeing a really, really bad commission rate when it comes to giving away to the buyer's agent. Now, we can't steer in...
People are getting scared.
What's that?
They're making decisions because
they're making decisions.
Scared, maybe?
No. Sellers are making decisions out of fear, but also not wanting to get rid of commission. So on all these listings, we do see buyer's agent commissions. So usually when it's like only handing away 2%, like a for sale by owner would, there's greed involved. And I'm not steering or saying that we're not showing listings, but these are factors that parties look at, especially buyers, because they want... say the realtor that they're working with, it could be a family member. They want them to get paid. They want them to be able to feed their family. But my major point is when I'm seeing 200 days on market, 120 days on market, there's a common theme, and the theme is the real estate professional is not from the area specifically, usually where the home is listed, but then also the professional side is off, the photography. It's like taking on your iPhones, and these homes are just not showing well. Even if you have this beautiful dining room, we're looking at 2,300 square foot homes here that have iPhone photos. Okay. Now, there's some opportunities. It's okay to take an iPhone photo until the professional photographer comes in and gets the job done. I would say it's worth it to hold off for 3 days until the professional is done, because you can never get a first impression back.
And the majority of the buyers are going to see the home right when it's first listed. You don't want to miss out. Let me just share a little off topic of what we're going to talk about
today. The reason we are mentioning this, or I am, is because this is a common theme, though, I'm seeing in our area.
Yeah.
And this is the market update.
If you're a home seller, you do not want to make the mistake of listing with a real estate agent that is not using professional photography. And I am so shocked by, like you're saying, how many listings I'm seeing right now that do have very bad, unprofessional photography. For example, I wrote an offer and it got accepted on a home, been on the market for a lot longer than you would expect this home to be on the market. And the photos made it look horrible. They were just bad lighting. It just did not look inviting at all. And then when you walk into the home, you're like, oh, wow, this is actually a really neat home. And we have had this situation 2 different times with homes that we've purchased. The last house we purchased was a townhouse, and then same exact situation with this particular home. When we saw the listing photos of both of these homes that we ended up purchasing, we actually initially said we don't even need to go look at the houses, because although they fit in a lot of ways what we're looking for, they had the square footage we wanted and area, whatever, we didn't even want to go look at them because the photos made them look so much worse. And then walking into them, it's a total different situation. So professional photos make a big difference. And if your realtor is not a professional enough to pay, as a realtor, you pay for those photos. If they're not professional enough to hire someone and pay for those photos for you, then you should find someone else to work with, in my opinion, because I think both of those homes also were sitting on market longer than I think they otherwise would have.
They always do.
If they had the right photos. And I've seen that, like I said, I've seen that so many times. I saw it not too long ago with this really cute home. I knew it was in a great neighborhood, and I knew it was well built, and it had like a sauna, just gorgeous home. And I knew, because I knew where the neighborhood it was in, I knew if buyers looking at this from out of the area will probably just pass through it, and it would be a great home, but they don't know because these photos are horrible. So
right. So make sure we're choosing wisely the real estate professional that's representing you. Commission sometimes is not always fair. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that is the lowest commission broker that you choose to hire because they came in at the lowest because they work at a brokerage that they can kind of set the rate whatever they want to, might not be the best one for you in this point in time. Mm-hmm. So, where do we want to be moving in Oregon?
In 20? No. This isn't Oregon. This is...
What's the headline? Anywhere nationwide?
So today's show, we are talking about top states everyone is moving to in 2023. And like I said, the last one was a little surprising to me.
Okay.
So we'll save that one for last, but
I'm excited.
I think it'll be fun to just read
how many
through
states
these.
are we doing?
1, 2, 3, 4,
Top
5,
8,
6,
top 10,
5
top
or 6,
6
somewhere around
states?
there.
Okay.
And by the way, I just have to mention before we get into it, if you are watching this video or listening to the video while you do other things, and you are thinking about making a move, you're thinking about buying or selling real estate anywhere outside of the state of Oregon. We are located in Oregon, but if you're thinking about buying or selling anywhere outside of the state of Oregon, contact us and we will help set you up with a solid realtor wherever you're at. We have connections with top agents from all over many different states and towns and areas, and it can definitely save you a lot of time and money. You don't want to just trust the first agent you see on Zillow. Let us help you out in that area. Our contact information is below.
Well, for instance, 2 weeks ago, I just did this. I had a client I was actually working with here in Oregon. They moved to Washington, and he needs to find a commercial building for his job. That's part of his job, and his boss man told him, hey, we need to find a new space commercially. So he contacted me, and he says, hey, Spence, do you know any brokers in my area? This happened to be in Spokane, Washington. And I said, of course. So I sent him through our beautiful referral program, but also an agent that I've worked with in the past in Washington and the Spokane area specifically. And guess what? She specializes in commercial buildings. Now, look at them now. They have a beautiful lease and a great space to use for his business. And that was all done in about 2.5 weeks.
Wow.
So he saved the time searching for himself. He asked a real estate professional. We guide him to the right direction. And now he might get a raise from his job. So who knows where things can get you. But definitely use us as a referral partner. We're happy to send you the best broker we think is going to work for you in your specific area.
All right. Yes. Okay, so the first state, this one didn't surprise me because you hear about people moving here a lot, especially from where we're at because they're not too far away, and that is Idaho. Most of the people moving in are coming from places with higher costs of living like California and Washington. This has really made the cost of living here in Idaho and a lot of areas rise since so many people have been moving there over the past couple years. It is also the 3rd safest state, apparently, too. I did not know that. So that's one place that, like I said, I'm not surprised, and I'm also not surprised that the cost of living there has risen because of the huge amount of people moving there over the past few years.
Do we know the specific area people are wanting to stay within in Idaho? I have an idea, but
well, from what I saw, this is just states in general. It doesn't specify anything about area. So
a big part was Coeur d'Alene and Boise.
Yes, I agree. Yeah,
those were the big 2 cities. Yeah. And then you actually have a cousin. He was in Eugene, Oregon, probably 2-3 years ago. He moved to Idaho.
Yeah.
Do you know what part?
Coeur d'Alene.
Coeur d'Alene. There you go. So it was one of those 2. And
they love it there.
He loves it, man. Yeah. And great. You know, I hear a lot of Oregonians say, I'm getting out of here and going to Idaho. We see if it ever happens. But that's a beautiful option if you are really already on the West Coast. Because it's right there for us.
Okay, so this next one is Oregon.
We made number 2?
I didn't make that up. It was there. Yes.
Wow. I love Oregon. Doesn't surprise me.
I know. It's so beautiful here. 44% of new Oregon residents this past year said the primary reason for moving here is job opportunities. I know the media likes to point a scary picture of Portland. I just went there a couple weeks ago. And I've brought my daughter there since she was a baby on a pretty consistent basis. And I've never, there's a lot of places we like to go downtown with great shopping and eating. And I've never felt, obviously there's areas you want to avoid like anywhere, but I think that because I've heard from a lot of people who don't go there often or never really, that it's like scary or you should avoid it. And like, it's really not. From someone who goes there often, I think the media really does a great job at painting pictures of places. And yeah, there was a time when, there was riots or whatever, but like, it's definitely not like that right now. And it's not like that all over. Obviously avoid, certain parts, but like for the most part, it's not dangerous to go there and like have a shopping day or whatever. Like I've never felt scared. So that's what I have to say about that.
I would say here in Oregon, Portland is going to be one of the biggest shopping districts when you talk about Beaverton, Tigard. Wilsonville, Tualatin area. You got all those shopping centers off 405, 205, and then obviously you got the I-5 corridor getting you all the way to Washington.
Yeah.
But one thing she was talking about is the picture the media is maybe printed onto your in your mind.
Yeah.
That's been kind of a hard one for me to even get over when I've been going downtown Portland, because there still is some cleanup to be done. Okay,
in certain areas,
But here's the deal. Here's the deal. There's this visual appearance outwardly that you got to be careful with when you project it onto people. So meaning you don't judge a book by its cover. So somebody walking down on the street, you don't know what their life's like. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know if they're homeless or not sometimes. And honestly, they're not there to bother you. Okay, so don't judge the book by the cover being the outside appearance of somebody, because honestly, that's not right. But then ultimately, it's a great place to be that has tons of opportunity. If you're in the tech industry, I'm working with a client. He wants to be in that area. He wants to be Tualatin, downtown. He wants to be by the Oregon Zoo for his children. So it's a really good area that's centrally located for job opportunity. And we mentioned jobs. So that is a big one that I would say. And these are good, high-paying jobs.
Yes. And I can definitely say from working with, I specialize in relocation clients, people moving to our area from all over. That and one thing I can say is, like this article said, I agree with it. They said that one of the main reasons people move to not just Portland, but Oregon in general over the past year and will continue to is the job opportunities. And I can definitely say that is actually one of the main reasons our clients move here. It's usually for a job opportunity, whether they're moving to Salem, to Albany, to somewhere surrounding on the outskirts of, either of those towns, outskirts of Portland, Dallas. There's so many. I mean, even in Woodburn right now, they're I think they're going to be done building it soon. They're building a massive Amazon facility, so more jobs coming. Like there's a lot of job opportunity,
thousands of jobs
all around the area, and I'm seeing that because I work with people who are moving here. So I agree with that. Okay, Tennessee. So
I've never been to Tennessee.
Yeah, you have.
I?
We went to Nashville together a few years ago.
Oh, yeah. Got me there. Sorry, guys.
Well, that's okay. That's the only place you've been in Tennessee.
Maybe I thought I was in, Texas.
Oh, my God. Spencer. Okay.
Don't hate me, guys.
Anyway, okay. He doesn't get out much. We need to do more traveling, obviously. Okay, so Tennessee, this is something I actually learned. I didn't know this about Tennessee. It is the third most dangerous state, apparently. But that hasn't stopped people from moving here in groves. Just last year, they had an overall population growth of 0.9%. The state is right in the middle of the new Tornado Alley. Ooh, that would kind of stop me from wanting to live there. Median home costs over the state. If you talk to people who live here, they'll say it's gone up a ton and gotten unaffordable, but it's actually extremely affordable compared to Oregon. I know when we were there, you might not remember because you forgot we went apparently, but
no, I knew.
When we were there
I didn't know what state we were in. Sorry.
Oh my God. When we were there a few years ago, people were talking. I remember every Uber driver we had was like, oh my gosh, it's so unaffordable here. This is insane. Right. And we were like, no, it's not. This was so cheap because we were comparing it to Oregon.
Getting food for $7-8.
Well, they were talking about housing though too.
But yeah, affordability in general for
compared to
items.
Now, it's gone up even more, obviously, because everywhere has. But so affordability, I guess it just depends on your outlook on what that means and where you're coming from. Yeah. Okay, this next one I love. Would love to live here someday. It is in my heart, and that is. Can you guess? Where do I want to live?
Carolina.
No, where else do I want to live?
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, guess.
Florida?
Yeah. Florida.
It's one of those East Coast states.
Population growth of 1.1% last year. Nearly 22 million residents here. Oh, sounds fun. It's a poppin' place
Mariah
to be.
wants to be in the middle of everything. She wants eyes on her.
I want places to
good
go,
flow.
endless good food,
Riding
entertainment. I want to be where the people are at.
All I care about is the beach. Okay, if I'm in Florida, I need to be at the beach.
I'm
not gonna be central. I'm not gonna be involved in the swamps. I'm gonna be city life, Florida, condo, something exciting.
Yes.
But somewhat, I mean, it's hard to say kid friendly, but
But I'm also terrified
safe.
of alligators.
Well, when you're surrounded by concrete, sometimes that goes away.
It's not a big deal if you live there, but
I have no idea about Florida. I've never actually spent a great amount of time in Florida, so
we just went there 2 years ago.
That's not a great amount of time. I'm talking living.
No.
Living.
Yeah. Okay, so most people are moving here for the affordable prices, the sunshine.
Is it that affordable?
Yes. I look up homes here often on Zillow. It's very affordable.
Because I don't feel like it would be that much more affordable.
No, it
than
is.
like even here in Oregon or California.
The city, like if you're going to look in
I'm talking city.
Miami, Orlando, Tampa,
that's where I'm looking.
It's going to be higher, but it's still more affordable than here.
Really?
Yep. Just let me know when you're ready to move. Okay. Anyway.
Team BC, reach out to me.
Okay. Most people are moving here for the affordable prices, the sunshine, and the economy opportunities with so much going on. Sounds like fun. Okay.
That's why I'd be there.
Yep. Fun. I love fun. The next one, South Carolina. This state is exploding.
See, I knew there was a South Carolina on the list.
It had the...
Sure didn't make these ones up yourself?
No, I didn't make this up.
This came from online?
Yeah.
Wow. Because these are all places you and I both would go.
Yeah, true.
So far.
Well, not all of them. I don't want to go to Idaho.
Tennessee would be rough.
Yeah. Okay. It had the third highest inbound migration last year out of the U.S. among the bottom of the list in many areas. Okay, so let me rephrase this. So apparently this state was among the bottom of the list in many areas like schools and crime rating. So they're not doing well in those areas. People are still moving here. Apparently Myrtle Beach is one of the most affordable beaches to move to if you want to live on a nice beach.
But like, here's the deal. Didn't hurricanes just wreck that place like just a few months ago?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure
I don't know.
it did, and it just devastated the area.
I don't know.
Thoughts go out to South Carolina area that got hurricane, but that's the hard part.
Happen.
Living
that can
in
happen
those
anywhere
states,
with a beach, though.
You know that's the hard part.
The Oregon beach can have a hurricane.
Well, not consistently, like down in these states.
Yeah, true.
So
I know that's
the only fear I would have out of it. I personally haven't spent much time there though. Is it humid?
Yeah,
yeah, it's pretty humid.
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
that's one thing about Oregon though that like I just love is we don't have tarantulas, we don't have crocodiles, we don't have beetles, and we don't have a ton of natural disasters like the type of earthquakes you see in California and the tornadoes you see in other states. Like obviously there might be a tiny tornado every now and then, but it's not like we need a cellar in our house or whatever. And we don't have like hurricanes and crazy, like it's just such a easy, like, you know, it's just like,
well, like one thing,
it's like an obvious place to live.
One thing I am curious about though, not talking about Oregon, we're still in South Carolina.
What
is one of my really good friends, his oldest brother works there. He lives there. He's got a family there, and he actually met his wife there.
Oh.
And last summer we were talking to him, and you know, obviously I'm a realtor. We talk about real estate, get a common denominator. But then I'm talking to him about real estate in South Carolina, and he's like, "Dude, you got to move here. Cheaper. It's like cut in half. You get like something for $300,000, and it's just amazing. You got land, but also you're 20 minutes from the beach if you want to go." And then the cost of living is just so less expensive. And it was so appetizing, though. I remember sitting there, and I was just like, "Oh man, Mariah, we should go. We need to do this."
Even somewhere, because I just like to know what real estate sells for in other areas, so I look up different places a lot. And even somewhere like Myrtle Beach, which is going to be a lot more expensive than I'm assuming a lot of other places, because it's, you know, the beach and it's a touristy area in South Carolina, it's still way cheaper than here. But
yeah.
Anyway. But also, you get what you pay for sometimes. They don't have our fresh air.
Thing, man.
They don't have our fresh air we have, okay?
Well, there's things we just take for granted.
But there's also things that we don't have.
We don't have.
There's pros and cons, no matter where you're going to live. That's the moral of the story. Okay, are you ready for the last one?
Please, fire it.
Okay. Okay. Do you want to guess?
Yummy.
You're not going to guess it.
Nevada.
It's super random. No. Rhode Island.
Oh.
Median housing income grew.
Always wanted to go up there.
Yeah, I know.
Up and
I think
over
it'd be
there.
really beautiful. I'm sure. I think the houses are beautiful there. The median housing income grew by 8.7% here past year. A lot of people are moving here for new jobs. It's a small state with a big population, cheaper than Massachusetts, which it's right by. I definitely feel like that whole area, like Rhode Island, Massachusetts, like I don't know a whole lot about. I've never been to either state, and I just don't know.
Seems fun.
I don't know home prices there. I don't really know anything there, but
I'd love to go visit.
It'd be fun to visit for sure. See something new.
Because we got some family in that area on Chelsea side. Yeah. Be something to check out. But I do like the idea of Rhode Island, because isn't it like one of the small states in the U.S.?
Yeah, it's a small state with a lot of people.
Here's the only thing I'm gonna say about Rhode Island.
What?
We have this treadmill. It's like a Nordic track. It's a newer one, and in our wrestling room.
Oh.
And it's got like this massive TV screen on it, and like you can go through all these settings, and trainers walk you through. Rhode Island was on one of the settings, or one of the trainers, and I walked through Rhode Island, and a lot of greenery. It was wet.
Oh my gosh, that's really
and I
funny.
think it's a coastal town, right?
I think
it's not landlocked. I think it's a coastal town.
Yeah.
So, I mean, because I think it was like walking, like pavement, greenery, though. It reminded me of Oregon. It was like fresh, beautiful, and then it was on the piers. It was kind of cool, I thought.
Nice.
So
I'm sure it's
it did encourage me, though. You talking about Rhode Island brings me up to that walk on a treadmill.
We'll go someday and see it in real life. Anyway, all right. Comment below where your favorite place is out of all these places we talked about, or where you think sounded, after this discussion, where you think sounded the most desirable to move to. Share this video with a friend, and we'll see you guys next week.